Hey everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter. Welcome back this week on the Sports Podcast. Welcome Trent. Welcome
Hey,
Trey.
how's it going, guys?
Trent, I'm videotaping this one.
Yes,
No, I'm
good,
just kidding.
good, good.
All right,
Caught.
so let's get into this here. Do you guys want to start off with some MLB? Touch
Of
on
course.
baseball. I mean, it's kind of sport that's really regular season, obviously, but you also have some hockey playoffs and NBA playoffs. But yeah, let's get into baseball a little bit. We'll touch on some stuff on there, see if anything's changed with how you guys feel with teams, how you guys feel with betting, pitchers, etc. Trey, you want to start us off here, dude, with a little bit of MLB stuff?
Yeah, yeah. Like you said, right now you got some prime of the playoffs of the NBA and NHL, but baseball's it's finally getting to the part of the season where there's some substance to like the statistics, the records, and you finally get to see some trends like pan out,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of nice. For me, in terms of betting, I'm sticking true to what I've been sticking true all year in terms of over unders. I know the last couple weeks I've harped on the Red Sox kind of being a team to bet the over on, and I still do stand by that. But
Sure.
another team that's kind of emerged, but a trend I've noticed with them is the Atlanta Braves. I think they're fifth overall in runs scored in the MLB,
Okay.
but they have a weird split where they score significantly more runs when they're the away team. I was
Interesting.
looking at their last couple away games, and they were looking pretty good for the over. They averaged 6 when they're away, almost a little under 4.5 when they're home.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is I don't know if it has something to do with their stadium. If I don't know, they just play tighter defense at home, whatever it is. But something I've noticed, and I'm probably gonna start hitting here soon, looking at some of the betting trends and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's you said the Braves and the Red Sox.
Still riding the Red Sox. Yep.
Yeah, Red Sox have been a team that's kind of turned around for me a little bit, and I honestly credit both of you guys because you guys both kind of got me onto them with the over stuff because I was always a Red Sox pitching guy. You know, hey, let's look at the Red Sox pitching and what are they going to do? But like, you know, obviously we talked about I think a couple episodes ago that the Red Sox pitching is kind of crappy.
Yeah, it's
But
Yeah,
so
a couple has-beens, I think. Couple has-beens.
yeah, yeah, kind of same guys sticking around. They almost need to renew things a little bit, get some fresh guys in there. But you know,
something you mentioned before, Tyler. You said the White Sox are a disappointing team for you.
Yeah.
I was looking through some stats today. It's kind of shocking that their team averages the most like pitching strikeouts per game.
It's nuts, and that's
Yeah.
that's why I find them so frustrating because there's so many times where I'm like, oh man, White Sox game, definitely going to be an under, and then any of their pitchers are going to come out, they're going to get 13 strikeouts, but they'll give up like 7 runs,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like Dylan Cease will come out, 13 Ks. All right, but he also gave up 7 home runs. I'm like, well, hold on, wait,
Yeah.
what? Like I can't figure. I mean, it's a team that is ridiculous, and it is
Yeah,
very frustrating.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I also find it
they've given-
frustrating with the K props too out of them too, because they're one that it
Yeah.
would be very easy to take the over 5.5,
Right.
but now they're getting overcapped, where it's
Yep.
now 6.5, sometimes even 7.5 here and there, and I feel like even there's been times where I kind of feel out the K props, and there's
Right.
times where I'll take one, just for me, and I'll be, oh yeah, 5.5, sure, minus 140 over, definitely, and they'll get like 4, or they'll
Yeah.
pull them like in the 4th inning, and I'm like, you shitting me, like,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, 3 innings pitched with 90 pitches.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So behind the A's, the White Sox have given up the most runs in the MLB.
yep,
That's crazy.
yep, it's nuts. Trent, what are your trends here? The Trent trends. Ooh, we can make that a little segment.
There we go. I mean,
we could do a Trey 3 props, 3
Hey.
point props, and then we could do a Trent trends.
There you go.
I'll just be me. Don't worry about it. Just be over here sitting by
Trey's-
myself like
Trey's
Steven
plays.
Blandsberg. What?
There you
You
go.
hear me?
What?
Trey's plays.
Ooh, there you go, Trey's.
Well, you can rhyme, eh?
All right, Trent, go ahead. What are your trends here with?
Anyway, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm being super repetitive, but I mean, I'm still sticking with the first five type of plays that I like, which are the total runs in the first 5 innings. Still won't. Still haven't, gotten confident enough to pull it on like an over 4.5 or even an over 3.5. But it kind of hit a little bit of a rough patch this past week after hot week and a half. So
Yeah.
still sticking with it. Still winning some here or there.
Yeah.
I think I've identified a team right now that I just can't really get a hold of in terms of making them one of my picks. And I think we got burned by them 2 times, 3 times, almost 3 days in a row, which was
It
the
was a whole
Brewers.
series.
Yeah, Brewers.
Yeah, we picked
Brewers
the game each
Dodgers
day.
series. Yeah, that one hurt. It's just tough with the Brewers because it's like their bats are not consistent at all. Like they're only, I believe, 11th in the league in scoring at just about 4.5 runs a game. Only because they've had those crazy games where their bats just all of a sudden explode.
Yeah.
Right? And they put up a 9, 10, 11 spot. But then it's like, okay, you look at their pitching staff on the other hand, you got some names there with Burns and Miley and Lauer, and
Yeah.
I think Woodruff is out right now. I think he's got something going on. But I mean, all those guys.
He's actually that. Hold on, he does have something pretty severe.
Yeah,
I
mean he's
think he might be done all year.
Yeah, he's 1-0 with, and obviously being 1-0, and it's actually only 1 game started, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2. He is 2 games started,
Gotcha.
but you look at like a guy like Burns, and you look like Adam Miley, you look at Lauer. Maybe not so much Lauer, but those guys usually are like ERAs that are down like the 2s, and heck, sometimes even the 1s, and they're right now around 3.5, around 4 runs. So you gotta be careful with them. But I'm kind of waiting a little bit more with the Brewers to see how their pitching staff plays out. And but I'm sticking with the 4.5s.
Okay.
Under 4.5 first 5. I already have a pick lined up probably for tomorrow that I'm looking at going towards.
Sweet. I think in terms of betting, I'm still a first 5, plus a half a run, a lot of, mostly. I have kind of attached to your trend of the, total runs in the first 5. It's hard for me. Like, there's so many times where I want to go full game, and I just don't trust myself. I mean, it's almost like PTSD stuff from 2 years ago when it was trying to figure out anything. At one point with baseball, it's like, hey, what are the balls juiced today? Is it, or pitching is going to be here today? Right. It's so I don't know. I'm still very comfortable with the first 5 plus a half. I also kind of like team total stuff, but I think I'm kind of more consistent with, I don't know, Trent. And I think, Trent, this is one of your teams too, is I think you've been on the Twins with a lot of games, kind of looking back at some of our, bets as of recent.
Yeah.
Trey definitely have been on the Red Sox stuff. And then, I'm like, where's Tyler at? I mean, I've been on the Rays still a little bit. I see a lot of White Sox still in my trends. And then a team that has been frustrating, but I'm not ready to write them off, is the Blue Jays for me. There's so many times where I feel like the Blue Jays, and again, it's pitching. I look at Alek Manoah, and I'm like, oh yeah, Alek Manoah. He's getting plus a half a run. It's going to be tied. And I think they gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. It's very frustrating. But, like, I'm not ready to give up on them. But the Blue Jays are one of my teams that I'll still put some bets down on. White Sox, Rays. I don't know. I think another consistent team, though, and again, I don't know if I have a bet specifically for them, but I think, Trey, one of yours was the Rangers.
Right.
They're pretty consistent with a lot of things, too. And they can get their bats going a lot, too. But
I know last week I projected them to be on a downward trend, and they've proved me wrong. So
yeah. So hey, real quick, and this actually looking at stats here, Trey. You're talk about over under stuff. Boston is number 1 for hitting the over with a 67.6% hit range. I know we talked about this a little bit last week, but Oakland is still 2, and then the Rangers and the Braves follow up with 3 and 4. And then, interesting enough, the Chicago White Sox are next.
Probably because the runs scored against them.
And that's kind of what you look at. I mean, that's both the A's and the White Sox. I mean, two of the, I think, bottom three teams. You know, it's like, but yeah, so that's kind of where you're at statistically with over-under stuff. In terms of run lines, you know, teams that are hitting the run lines, you still have Baltimore. That's actually at the top.
Wow.
Followed by the Nationals, the Rays, and the Rangers. Actually, and then the Reds. So, yeah, that's kind of an interesting outlook.
Reds are a sneaky young good team. They're going to be good in a couple of years.
Dude, and it's so funny because it's again one of those teams in the past where I'm like, oh, the Reds are terrible. You know,
Right.
like everybody bet against the Reds, which is kind of like the A's this year. You know,
They're so unpredictable that I'm always afraid to put wagers on them.
Yeah.
Like they're another team that they'll explode for runs out of nowhere, and the next game they put up a goose egg.
Sure.
So it's like but you're right. They're young. They have a good core of young talent there, but it's not consistent enough. I did want to touch on your comment on the Twins. One thing is with my trend of being on the under 4.5, usually on the first 5. The Twins are almost. I mean, in most major pitching categories for statistics, they're second in ERA with 3.2. They're first in WHIP. They're third in Ks through 9 innings. Home runs allowed, they're 6th. And then batting average against they're second in the league at 219. So
interesting.
Their pitching staff is good. You got Ober, and you got Gray, and I mean, heck, their ERAs themselves are just a little over 1.
Yeah.
So
I know. Also, we talked a little last week too about any teams hitting the panic button at this point in time in the season. You know, we're about almost 40 games in. I know that the Pirates have hit a huge slide. Now, their schedule hasn't helped them at all. You know, I mean, in terms of the teams that they've been playing as of recently, but they hit a little bit of a slide here. The Red Sox have actually jumped a lot. They are right now 22-16, and they are looking at 6th place right now in terms of overall win-loss records. So, any teams you guys think are hitting the panic buttons? I know we talked about the Yankees, but they've actually kind of come around a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, you saw tonight the Rays hit, just to comment, not on a team hitting the panic button, but the Rays hitting 30 wins, right? First team to 30.
Yeah.
I mean, their record is just unreal
30 and 9.
Although did just drop a series to the Baltimore Orioles, guys.
That's right. They sure did. Sure did.
I'm gonna start to say, and I think we brought them up last week. I think the team that needs to start to panic right now is my NL representative in the World Series, is the Padres. And
yes,
I mean, they're 19-19.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that they're out of the playoff hunt, but here's the thing: is I think the Dodgers are starting to hit their stride a little bit.
Yeah.
So the Dodgers sitting there at 23-15.
Yep.
You build yourself too much of a hole. You know, now you're looking at, okay, I'm definitely a wild card team.
Right.
You know, and I mean, it's tough to kind of not be the wild card team when you're in the same division as the Dodgers.
Sure.
But if I'm the Padres, I mean, with as much money they spend on superstars, I mean, geez, you got back Tatis, you have Juan Soto in your lineup, you've got your third baseman Manny Machado.
What do you have on your back?
I mean,
back Tatis.
But still, it's like you have a loaded lineup, and you're only 19-19, and you're gonna end up chasing the Dodgers, and Big Brother's gonna take care of you again.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that's how I'm looking at.
Yeah. Trey, who's hitting the panic button?
For me, the one team that I'm continuing to pound the panic button is is the St. Louis Cardinals. They just do not look like the team that they should be. Like I said,
red alert, panic. Holy hell.
I mean, you got two studs in Arenado and Goldschmidt, and then you got a young core in that Nicholas Gorman. What's his name? Donovan. I know they traded Bader to the Yankees, but the thing that's really killing them is their pitching staff.
Bader, you said Bader.
Harrison Bader went to the Yankees. Okay. Yeah, he was a young guy that was good for them, but yeah. But no, the other team that
a lot of jokes.
I've also be slamming the panic button is the highest payroll in the history of the MLB, the New York Mets.
That oh man, whoa. He just pulled the rug right out from underneath me.
Yeah, I think they have so far at least, a failed experiment in signing Scherzer and Verlander. Those two guys they're shells of what they used to be, and
Scherzer for sure, man. He's like is he 2-3 or 2-2?
And he gets hit like no other. He just looks like another pitcher, another rotation pitcher. He doesn't look like Max Scherzer.
It's definitely not a Scherzer thing when he comes into bat.
Can we
to pitch,
can we be careful though? Because like Verlander and so Scherzer had a 10-game suspension,
which I don't think he had to serve.
He did serve it.
Hold on, so it was just 10 games period.
10 games period. Okay. Yeah,
I thought it was like 10 starts for him kind of thing.
No, Okay. He served a 10-game suspension. He missed his most recent start with neck spasms, and then you got Verlander, who's only pitched in 2 games. So, I mean, I'm not disagreeing, Trey, with the panic, but I mean, those are 2 extremely important. I mean, that's 2 starting pitchers, not just 2 pitchers. But those are 2 starting pitchers that are supposed to be an ace and an ace, and they haven't played enough in the season. I know that happens.
You know what the best ability is? Availability.
Oh, I thought you just made up a word. I thought you said vestability. I'm like, what's a vestability?
Well, I think Scherzer usually is available, but I would say Verlander. Especially Verlander's got to be kind of old now.
They both are. They're both old.
Yeah. But then again, it's like, I think the other guy that they got rid of and is down with the Rangers, I think DeGrom. I mean, how available is he ever? I feel like he comes in, everybody's like, oh my gosh, this guy's the best, and he's done for the year.
Like, I completely agree. And that's why do you think the Mets were never successful before?
Yeah.
What was that pitcher for the Nationals way back? That was like the next guy.
Steven Strasburg.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him?
He's got a World Series. He's still there.
Is he?
He's still there. I think he's been battling to try to come back again.
He's not a starting pitcher anymore, right?
I'm not 100% on that. But I think he was set to try to make his major league return again, but had a setback.
Is he still? Who's he with?
So, he's with the Nationals.
Really?
Still.
You know what really screwed him over? He had that thoracic outlet syndrome.
Yeah.
The heck is that?
It's like a weird thing with like
Keep it simple here.
So pretty much you don't have enough space for your nerves and blood vessels to get out from underneath your armpit.
Huh. That's wild.
Oh, okay. So Tyler, you let Trey talk about thoracic syndrome, but
well,
I can't talk about a goddamn possum. Come on now.
Hey, I will say this. I told you one of our listeners I actually talked to learned about possums eating ticks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, hey, shout out to Richard. I appreciate you.
Go.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
And now they know what thoracic outlet syndrome is too.
Right? See? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. We're not just beautiful beards. We have some brains too, guys. Yeah. And these bald heads of ours.
Yep. Well, I guess we'll kind of go ahead.
Tyler, can I just say, can we not agree that the whole NL East has to be in panic mode then?
Yeah, totally.
Like, I mean, Phillies are sitting there sub 500. Mets are sitting there sub 500.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Marlins. I mean, my guess is they're sub 500. I don't have their record pulled up right now. They're 500 right on the dot. I mean, the Marlins are in second. Yeah. I mean, you got the NL champions, the Phillies sitting in third, and the Braves, as you guys said, they're the team.
Yeah, so every team is 500 or less except for the Braves.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like, Braves are going to run with that.
I wouldn't be worried about the Phillies.
Why not?
But aren't they getting some pitching back though soon?
No, they just got Bryce Harper back in the DH.
I know that, but I'm pretty sure they get another pitcher back here too.
Whew.
Oh, Rangers Suarez.
Yes, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was another team besides Trey when Trey swiped the Mets right from me. I was actually thinking of the Phillies as well. I mean, they haven't really made any improvements, and it's like you kind of getting to that point where it's like you got to hit some sort of stride to give some people some sort of hope. But
right.
I don't know. I mean, the other team I'm kind of looking at too, and this will kind of transition here a little bit, but
I hope you're going to say the team that I'm thinking here.
I'm probably not going to, but the Astros.
I was going to say White Sox, but
Well, they've been panicked for a while. Trey, can you actually do me a favor and just kind of stand up so I can see your shirt?
Oh.
So Trey has.
That's right.
I know nobody can see this. All right, but Trey actually has. Here, you want to get your? Nah, you're good. All right. Hold on. Wait.
the Houston
Hold on, Trey. Wait, there you go.
Asterisks.
So Trey has a shirt that has the Houston Astros with a giant star and an asterisk over it.
Wait, Tyler, did you just hear that? Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, that was just trash cans banging. We're talking about the Astros.
Well, I mean, here's where I was going with this is that I can't help but think that shirt literally looks like just a big crinkle star butthole right in the middle.
Okay, all right.
Dude, that's why I had to take the picture because I will share this with this.
So that's why you took the picture, huh?
I did.
Oh.
No, that's pretty funny though. It's actually a pretty good photo.
You turn that south on us, Ty.
Sorry. No, that's pretty funny.
Well, to pivot away from baseball, how about the big NFL news today?
Yes, the schedule release.
That's right.
Yeah.
Finally get to just think about it for the next 3 months and anticipate all these games.
Let it stew. But I can tell you guys, the one game I am excited about is one I get to send memes. I get to send memes to both of you guys the whole night and sit there and just eat popcorn on October 9th.
Oh, please.
Yep.
I'm not worried about that.
I'm sending tons of memes.
I'm not worried about that.
Wait, explain that to me. What are you saying?
Obviously, Trent doesn't release text messages.
Wow. And I don't think, once you got to look forward to, it's a guaranteed L. So.
Oh, you're talking about Monday night. Raiders, Packers.
Yeah,
let's just say
just like you do to me and Trey. Just like you do to me and Trey. I'm going to return a favor there, bud.
Yeah, as an owner, my phone's usually off during games because I like to pay attention to my franchise. But, nah.
That's like the least true thing that you've ever said. Because you talk so much shit to me during Niners games.
I don't talk crap to you during games.
Dude.
What I'll do is I'll air out my
I don't say
frustrations.
anything.
I'll air out my frustrations how you guys have 6 extra players on the field the whole game, but
nothing like bringing up the NFL and you two already going at it. And we're talking about the Raiders and Packers playing, and you're still fighting over. Listen, in short, that'll be a fun little game.
I will gift you
I'll
the
leave
Robbie
it at
Gold
this.
kicking your photo.
There's going to be some love lost. Oh.
There you go. I get it.
Yep.
Hey, Trent, how about we make that a 6-pack bet?
No thanks.
Hold on, Trent. I would totally take that bet.
No, you don't.
Why,
put
Tyler?
Niners.
Because look at you had the B squad and the Packers.
Wow.
Whoa.
So we lose one player, and all of a sudden we're the B squad.
You lost everybody.
Everybody?
Do you even have a defense?
Tyler, we have one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, we'll see.
If they play that well, if they play the way they can.
Sounds like every team. If we play well, we will be the best. Yeah.
If we score more points than the other team, we'll win the game.
All right. The Packers going into last year. The Packers going into last year had one of the most anticipated defenses in the NFL, and they blew it. And I blame their defensive coordinator.
I thought you were going to say ownership.
No, definitely not the ownership.
Why don't you start to look at LaFleur a little bit? Maybe there's some issues with him.
He's like one of the most winningest coaches in his first 4 seasons.
What's he
Why?
done with it? You been to a
I
Super
mean, the
Bowl?
playoffs every year.
Why?
No, I think
why was it easy for him to step in?
because he's a brilliant mind.
No, because you have a Hall of Fame starting quarterback.
Yep.
Who?
So now
Who?
this is going to be
Who are you
Aaron
talking about?
Rodgers.
And you also come from the Kyle
that
Shanahan
guy.
tree of knowledge.
That guy. I forgot
Sorry,
about
like,
him.
Like you guys don't. Yeah, you forgot about him.
Oh, wow! Just take him out to the trash.
Man,
I'm on to bigger and better things.
I'm just saying it's going to be a big year.
I guess
for
we'll
him
never
to
have
prove
an
it.
Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on here.
I wouldn't say I still love Aaron. In fact, I was going to say I think the craziest things about the schedule release is the first Monday night game, Jets Bills. That's going to be awesome in the Meadowlands
on 9/11.
Wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow! In New York,
Not many people looked at that either. I'm like, wow, you got Buffalo, the team from New York, the Jets, who are the false impersonators of New York, in.
Wow.
Well, I guess the Meadowlands, which what
You
that's
just
also not in New
can't.
York, but
Terrible stadium.
It is.
Terrible. Nothing around it. You just get stuck there.
with turf, and the turf's terrible.
I don't
The
care
turf's
about that.
terrible.
I'm just
I
talking
do.
about as a
My
fan.
team's always
going
got
to a
hurt
game
there.
Your team gets hurt everywhere. But
I can't argue that.
well, I'm gonna go
Mostly
ahead
our
and start
quarterbacks.
this off with a little self-reflection on my own team. Looking at the schedule, I'm very confident to say the Raiders won't win more than 5 games next year.
Whoa.
And I'm being real.
Trey, I think
think-
he's actually being hopeful because he wants Caleb Williams so badly.
Yeah, he does.
And I'll take I'll take what's his name, Drake May. I'll take whatever. But
Dude, I think now.
But I like Caleb. But I'm looking at the schedule, guys. You got to figure already, right? 0-4 because you play the Chiefs twice, you play the Chargers twice.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 of our wins are from sweeping Sean Payton and Russell Wilson in Denver. Week 1, we opened with them. I think. I really hope that we could maybe steal a win from that week. What's your guys' division again? I'm sorry. I think we might be able to beat the Bears, and I'm hoping it's our turn to take it to the Steelers on a lovely Week 3 Sunday night game.
Do you guys play the Steelers too?
Yep, on a Sunday night, prime time in Vegas. So I'm hoping Jimmy G can maybe score at least 1 touchdown, unlike Derek Carr could do.
Well, Jimmy G will obviously get you a win, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll see if he's not injured by Week 3. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm really not. I'm not very hopeful. I think the Raiders win-loss total in Vegas is set at 7.5. I will not place a bet on the under because that's terrible. It's like cheering against your damn team. And that's stupid. So, but
Could also be a win-win though.
I'm seeing a 5. I'm seeing a 5 spot. We might overachieve and steal something. I'm hoping Christmas Day they bring me a little present and get me a W against the Chiefs. That'd be great, but not likely. That'd be a Christmas Day miracle there.
Let me real quick before you get into Packer stuff too. Let me just backtrack. How do you guys feel about the first game being the Chiefs and Lions?
I like it.
Do you? I
do.
I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated with it just because I feel like the Lions have a lot of potential. I think I told you guys last week, had a phenomenal draft. I think things are starting to come around. And then you match them up with this, the Super Bowl champs. It's like, it's almost like starting off.
That's what they should want. That's what they should want.
Dan Campbell ain't shying away from a challenge.
I know Dan Campbell's not. I'm not saying that.
He's going to bite their goddamn kneecaps off.
And Dan Campbell would, but I worry about some of the players on the team and it's a franchise that has been just accustomed with losing. And I don't know, this is how you're going to start the season off? Like, you're going to start off with, like, I don't know. I was a little frustrated with it.
I'll tell you what you're going to start off with, Ty. You're going to start off with a lot of points scored. Take that over. Holy hell.
You think so? Week 1, man, you take the overs.
Damn.
Yes.
That game, hell yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. It's 53.5.
already.
Well, they already have a line.
Dude, come on. You know I'm on this.
Wow. 53
I
and
got
a
all the
half.
lines for week 1 already up.
53 and a half.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna.
I would
like
take
to
it.
look
I
at?
would still take it.
I'm gonna have to do a little investigation into their pass attempt props. You know me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 53 and a half.
You
Lions are
know
getting
me.
6.5 right now, plus 100.
whew,
That's DraftKings odds.
6.5 points.
Yeah, they're plus 100.
Ooh, I think that one comes down to a Butker kick.
You think so?
Yep.
He had a pretty cool quote this week.
Yeah, I saw a good speaker at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
But all right, so what are you guys on? I told you that I analyzed my schedule before we talk about the major ones, I guess. Any reactions to your schedules?
Trey, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
already picked. Already looked at it. We're going 11-6.
11-6.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That is faithful there.
I think they start out strong, and the Packers start out 4-1.
Whoa.
Our only loss being to the Lions. But no, I mean I'm pleased with it. I like the fact that we play the Rams. I mean I'm glad that we play the NFC South. I think that's huge for us.
That's a true statement.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
So I think that's our saving grace here.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'm pleased with it.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm looking at you guys. Oh, okay. Hold on. That's preseason. I was gonna say Bears. I'm seeing Bears game 1. You lose.
No way.
Falcons week 2. Yep, you'll get a win there. They have no quarterback. Saints. Nah, Derek Carr's gonna win that in Lambeau.
No way.
And then I'm seeing 2-2, Trey, and then I'm seeing actually 2-3 because week 5.
No.
Actually, it's October 9th. I think somebody said 19th. Week
9th.
5. Okay, just checking. Week 5, you lose in Allegiant Stadium.
Not a chance.
You think? Okay, so who do you guys think will win that game though? For real, I know that's a little bit biased, but like, I feel like Trent, you're a little bit more realistic than Trey is.
I mean, here's the thing: is I mean,
Trey's like, shut the hell up, dude.
Hey Trey, do you know if Bakhtiari is going to play ever again? Is he playing this year, or is he sitting out again?
Nope.
I think he's playing this year.
That'll be the next Taylor Lewan right there, bud.
All right, so he's going to try to start this year, but by week 5 he'll be out. I think the Packers will cover, but I think Max Crosby's going to probably knock Love out of the game.
Wow.
Yep. And then I'm seeing it.
Not Mason Crosby, Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Not to be confused.
Did I say?
No, you
did. I say?
You said
no,
it right.
Okay.
Just kidding.
I was going to say, definitely didn't say Sidney Crosby, that a-hole.
He would just cry his way out on the field.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Lammer, if you're listening. But,
hey, real quick, quick side note. I was at the Bears game tonight, and Mitch Lamoureux was the radio announcer for the Bears. So,
ooh,
oh, wow.
For his dad, he was a prop, man. I was listening to him on the way home tonight. He did well.
That's good. That's a tough sport to call like play-by-play for. I can imagine. That's a quick game there. But, so, Trey, I see you guys starting out 2-3, but I get it. You're an owner. You have to be hopeful. Got to be positive for the locker room. But, yeah, that's where I'm seeing your team. Just going to add my own input there.
I just think it's crazy that you guys have so much doubt. And, I mean, we realistically have the same team except for one player who didn't play well last year.
I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers is worth 5 or 6 wins himself.
Do you think he won us 5 or 6 games last year? Because I don't.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I just do. Because, I mean, hell, you guys could say, well, they relied on the run game a lot more. That's because your receivers sucked. So now you're going to take the guy that's throwing the ball to those receivers.
I don't think our receivers sucked. I think they were inexperienced.
Yep. And the only reason they did anything was because of Rodgers. The guy can
now they have a whole year under their belt and a guy that's working out with them all summer long.
Okay, we'll see. Tyler, let's go to Niners, please.
Oh boy, I'll be honest with you. I hate our schedule. I hate it. I hate it so much because of both of the divisions that we play. Is we're playing the what is it? The NFC East.
NFC East. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're also playing the. Let me make sure I get this correct because I don't want to mess it up. But
Looks like the AFC North.
yeah, AFC North, NFC East, because yeah, we open actually with the Steelers.
Well, I love your week one. I was just gonna say I love the week one.
Yeah, I again, I don't hate it. I look at both of those divisions and I feel like the NFC East is obviously severely strong. You know, pending the Commanders, aka the Washington team. But I mean, obviously the Eagles are tough, the Giants are tough. Cowboys is a primetime game for us, and Dallas and the Niners have always been a rivalry ever since I was a wee little tot. But you know, I don't know. I mean, then you look at teams like we're going to play the Bengals. You know, a team that we in the past have crushed in Super Bowls. Yes. We play the Ravens, who a lot of hypes around the Ravens. I'm not really worried about the Browns on October 15th. I just think Deshaun Watson's done. But
I think you guys will be able to massage out a win there.
that's good.
Maybe with the stroke of luck.
Whoa, Trey! Now you took it too far.
Oh man.
I will say this though: we have 5 primetime games, and it is happy holidays to all my Niner fans out there because we have Thanksgiving night and we have Christmas night, so it's gonna be wild. I mean, looking at
you gotta love that. You gotta love that,
dude. I'm so jacked up for that because it's like I obviously love the holidays, like you know I love Christmas, but now all of a sudden now I get to watch my favorite team play and not only be excited about presents and everything else and family time, but now I get to also be sweating my butt off at nighttime worrying about my games. But we play.
Don't forget the reason for the season, Ty.
That's right.
All right.
But yeah, so we on Thanksgiving night is the old rivalry of San Fran and the Seahawks. So I hate Seattle with every passion of every fiber of my being. And we play the Ravens on Christmas night. So those are going to be 2 very, very interesting games.
Dude, Lamar Jackson might get decapitated.
Yeah.
That's
kind of what I'm looking at. I mean, I was looking at the NFL and they rank, you know, the top 9 primetime games, you know, and the San Fran and Ravens matchup was their 7th ranked primetime game.
I mean, do you have any like nervous feelings? Because right now, like you guys very well might have to play the majority of the season without Big Brock. You know.
Yeah. Am I nervous? Sure.
Because that's tough. Because I'll tell you right now, I wonder what the odds are for Seattle to win that division.
Yeah, I think I don't
tough.
know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm indifferent about stuff. It's one of those where it's like your team can be so good for so long without winning a championship until like you lose a lot of guys and then it's like now you're back in a rebuild mode, you know, or trying to figure things out again mode. And I mean this Shanahan's, I love Shanahan and I'm never gonna say like you got to get rid of Shanahan, but like I hope that that's something that like the right people don't ever think about. Is like, hey, we gotta move on. Like he's not winning the big one. Like I don't know. It is. He's had some shit luck, man, dude. Like the guy would have a winning season every year in San Fran if it weren't for injuries. I mean, I feel like I would love to go look at the stats as to how many years he lost the starting quarterback out of the years that he's been coaching there, and I would almost argue that it's probably more than half.
I bet he's lost his running back more than his quarterback. I feel like you guys go down to your third
or what about both? I mean, and that's the other blessing though is that our running backs haven't missed a beat when you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like you bring in, I mean, look at Mostert. You know what was he? You know, look at Jeff Wilson Jr. He was like a 4-string running back, and he comes in, and it's all of a sudden he's a star. Like
I'm just not sure why you're so nervous about your schedule. I mean, you get to You get to play the Rams and Cardinals in your first 4 games. Cardinals they're tanking.
Yeah.
You said the Browns. I like the Vikings, even though Bengals are tough. Jags are, but you play the Buccaneers. Who the heck is the Buccaneers quarterback?
Yeah.
And then you get the Cardinals again, and then the Commanders. Who's the Commanders quarterback? And then you close with the Rams. I mean, really, you should have 4 divisional wins. You should not lose to the
couple
Rams.
games in there.
I know. I'm just looking at the
I have
easy,
you.
with definite wins. I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm saying those right there, you should sweep the Rams, you should sweep the Cardinals. That's 4 wins right there.
Yeah, Tyler, I have you guys with a winning record at 9-8.
Wow, 9-8. What a
What'd you say your team was?
11-6.
11
We'll be
and
11-6.
six?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See, you know why I don't fight, because I'm very honest and just say, hey, my team's probably going 5 games.
I can't even argue that. That is the most ridiculous comparison I've ever heard.
What? I'm just going by schedules, man.
That's fine. You can go by schedule. I will totally frame the Robbie Gold picture in the snow and hang it above your bedroom so you can look at it while you sleep at night.
How'd you guys do that year? How'd you guys finish?
Better than you. That's all that mattered at that time.
We ended up in the same spot.
We didn't, because we went further.
Yeah, I guess. But still didn't win the big one. Still didn't win the big one.
Can't beat us in the playoffs.
I'm thinking forward here. I'm thinking forward.
You can think forward as much as you want, but
So we know that you guys are never going to agree.
no.
But any besides your own teams, anything that a good reaction to a surprise or bad reaction that you guys thought
With the schedule?
Can I give you my first thing that jumped out to me that I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I don't like that the Germany game. I think one of it is it just one? I think it's just one.
No, there's two. There's two.
Well, I can't stand that they made it Chiefs Dolphins.
Yeah, right?
I want to see that Tyreek Hill
Yep.
playing his old team type matchup. I mean, what time am I going to have to potentially try to wake up to watch that?
I think a beer 30 if it's in Germany.
I wish, but yeah, it's
I'll be up.
that just surprised me that's gonna happen. And then I guess the other big thing is obviously now we have a lovely Black Friday football game.
Yeah.
First time ever. So NFL just looking to own another week. They should leave Fridays for high school football. Just saying.
So
Who is that?
Who's
Who is the Black Friday game, Trent?
Black Friday game is going to be Dolphins Jets. So little A-Rod.
Wow.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers versus the Dolphins.
That'll be a good matchup if Tua's healthy.
Yeah.
Who's the Dolphins' backup quarterback now?
I am not sure. It is somebody new though, because it's not the young rookie that started the playoff game for him.
Where'd Mariota go? Eagles.
Really?
It's not
Let me find
Mariota.
this.
That's not helping us with that answer, Ty.
So backup
No, I know. I was
is
trying to. I
Mike
think it was
Mike
Mariota.
White
Oh, yep, Jets.
Oh,
Jets
that's
former
right.
backup.
or
Mike
Skylar Thompson was also their backup.
That's the guy that started in the playoffs. Mike White, the guy from the Jets who came in, played a heck of a game, basically crushed every single rib that he has, and he just kind of lost his shot then from there.
Yeah. I would say primetime game, looking at things, obviously an exciting one will definitely be the Eagles-Chiefs on November 20th is pretty hype, but I don't know. I mean, sure, I love all my holiday games that I have, but the primetime game I'm excited for here, Dallas-San Fran, man.
Not the Eagles, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't wait to see this Eagles-Niners game after
I'm not
I
excited.
mean, you guys got to back it up with Deebo Samuel's talk. You got to back it up.
As long as everybody's healthy, yeah, I think Hargrave dominates.
Against that offensive line? Woo.
Yeah. Goes against them all the time in practice.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trey,
I mean,
anything jumping out to you, though?
I think the Bills, too. The Bills' schedule is pretty nice, too, with primetime games. I think this is another make or break thing for the Bills, too. Like, they're another one of those teams that's getting close. Like, you've been good, and you just can't get over that hump. So, but go ahead, Trey. Sorry.
No, I'm nothing really jumps out at me necessarily. I think the thing I'm most interested to see is how the rookie quarterbacks like C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young how they start, how they perform. I know that's kind of cliche. You want to see how the rookie quarterbacks do, but sometimes you get those ones that just ball out in their first year and look like they're like for sure studs and sure shot bets. But
like, do you think they're giving the reins? Like, do you give the reins to Stroud and Young like right off the bat?
I think you do.
Panthers already said that Andy Dalton's starting for him now.
I was gonna say I thought I heard that today.
And that's number one pick. I just don't think you have somebody in Houston to start over Stroud. I mean, who are you going to start over
Davis
Stroud
Mills.
down there?
And so
Davis Mills started last year.
I don't necessarily disagree with that trend, like them starting Andy Dalton. I think one of my biggest, not pet peeves, but things I don't find fair is when these top picks, these top 5 quarterbacks get taken and they do start right away. Well, the team was the number 1 pick for a reason. They're just god awful. So, like, you're already taking a rookie, inexperienced quarterback with so much pressure on his shoulders, and you're giving him no supporting cast. It's like, yeah, and then that kills his confidence, and then it's a snowball. But
it's a fine line for sure, man.
Hey, you guys ready for something that I'm gonna probably like blow your minds with now?
Oh, wow.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, aka the new Fitzpatrick.
Ooh.
How do you figure? Look at how many teams he's played on and just been a filler guy.
No, wrong. The only way because there's so many guys that have been filler guys that do that.
I would say Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, the only way you can compare him to.
Oh, come on, Andy Dalton, Bengals, right?
Fitzpatrick won
So can I say he's the closest thing we have right now to him?
You can say he's close, but he's got to win games. He doesn't win games.
You've got Bengals. I'm talking about as being a traveling man, guys.
As a traveling man, but you can't say from Fitzpatrick won games everywhere he went, and just was like, "Hey, I'm from Harvard. I like to wear Hawaiian shirts, show my chest lettuce, and win games."
I'm just
kind
saying.
Of a lot like you, Trent.
He didn't. It is true. It's true.
Wear Hawaiian shirts, show your chest lettuce, right?
You call it chest lettuce. I call it taco meat. Whatever you want to say. You know.
Trey, what do you call it?
I call it taco meat.
Wow. Yes.
At least be original.
Oh, I thought you were saying which one do I agree with. I say taco meat more than chest lettuce.
I actually might have just made chest lettuce up on the spot.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to run with that, cream rises the crop top with your chest lettuce.
Well, you always got to have a little lettuce on the taco meat, so I'm okay with it. But
mainly, I just say chest pubes.
Okay, Trey, jeez.
All right.
Parental.
I know. I got the explicit thing ready.
Sorry.
I know.
Anyway,
you're rocking a fur burger on your chest right there, dude.
Well, now you called it something different.
Fur burger. Sorry.
Yeah, let's move past that. So, Andy Dalton has played in a lot of teams to try to push this conversation here. Bengals, Cowboys, Bears, Saints.
Oh my. I thought you were going to say oh my. Oh, man.
So that's 5 teams.
Sorry.
I mean, he's on his way. And any of you guys recall what college he went to?
I just said Harvard.
TCU.
TCU, thank you.
Sorry, I was thinking Fitzpatrick. I'm sorry.
You got hairy chest on your mind for some reason.
Fur burgers.
Okay.
nothing wrong with that, dude. It's just it's a burger you
Yep,
get at a fast food joint sometimes.
Drop it on the floor. Ew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
All right. All right.
All right. Hey, let's move to playoff hockey. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, let's do
I'm
it.
down. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
obviously some big things going on. I'm actually anxiously awaiting here as I watch the Kraken game. But
Release the Kraken.
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, that is one of the coolest teams and names and
Yeah.
just a cool franchise. But yeah,
Terrible city, but yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
think they get a basketball team soon?
dude, if hold on a second, if they get a basketball team, it better be the damn Supersonics. Because I will go back. I will actually. Okay, I'll say this right now. If Seattle Supersonics come back, you have an NBA fan again.
Wow.
I will watch the NBA when it's on.
Welcome, Tyler.
As long as Sean Kemp is director
I
of
gave
player
up on it,
personnel.
Trent.
Director of player
Why?
personnel, Sean Kemp. Gary Payton
Wow.
is the head coach. Done.
I think
No
Sean
way.
Kemp's still in some serious trouble.
He's
I was
not.
gonna say,
He's not.
dude.
He got released all that stuff.
Yeah, there was some more trouble that came up. It's probably having to do with 20 of his kids in 20 different cities.
Then what
Yeah,
we
I
have
don't
to
think
do is have
he's in any.
Detlef Schrempf has to be the GM.
Okay.
I was gonna say I don't think Sean Kemp's going to be in any administrative roles anytime soon.
Oh, I think he could help the young guys develop player personnel. Just kidding. No, but yeah. So anyway, hockey playoffs. So some big games. The Hurricanes closed out tonight, which was actually
Yes, they did.
a little bit tougher than I think they anticipated. I also did not anticipate that total going under 5.5. Especially the way that the Hurricanes have been scoring goals. My concern, and I think I did take it as a bet personally. I didn't make it like an official bet with everybody, but my concern is the Devils, man. The Devils just don't score goals. Like
No.
they scored 8 goals in one game, and I'm like, oh, we want to talk about outliers and math. Like that was an outlier because they were like 1 or 2 goals a game. Which is why I stayed away from making an official pick because you'd really have to look at the Devils score or the Hurricanes scoring almost 6 goals themselves, to cover that.
Yeah.
That was
You
my
just
concern.
you got to remember the Devils are a very young team.
Yeah,
They probably overachieved this year. I don't think they should have gotten past the Rangers. I mean, to come back down 3-1, I believe it was.
yeah,
That's tough. I mean, that's tough. And that in Carolina, that's a tough place to play. And they got it to overtime, but
yeah.
hey, you know what to do. Hit the volume, crank up a little Scorpion. Let's go Hurricane, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Story, 8th grade German. Rocked it every day. So that was my pick tonight, baby. Hurricanes money line. We hit that.
And not to be confused with Richard's Story or The Busy World.
I have no idea who that is.
The Busy World of
Neither do
Richard's
I.
Story. Do you remember that little worm and an apple kids show?
I think you're getting a little too English knowledge on us, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it was a TV
No
show we
idea.
used to watch when we were
Stop.
kids. You guys are
Nope.
ridiculous. I'm going to send you a picture and you're going to be like, oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Look,
No,
listen,
but-
look at him nerding out.
Next week, I'm doing a whole section on possums. Okay.
Dude, I'm talking about a
Just
TV show, not a book. Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
kidding.
No, the other games,
So,
too, to keep an eye on, too, is, and Trent, I know you and I mentioned Maple Leafs Panthers.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, pressure there. I mean, I think it's sports, right? It's playoff. When you're playing a
that what
7-game
this is?
series.
I think it's
Well,
sports.
No, I was
That was
on
a
to
good
something.
comment, though.
That's just-
That's cool.
well, you didn't let me finish.
Sorry.
The toughest thing in sports is the closeout game,
Yeah.
right? Like whether you're going back home. I mean, look at in the NBA tonight, Sixers. You win that game in Boston and go up 3-2. You come back from 16 points and then you blow it at home, and now you got to go win one in the Garden there. So it's like, I'm just saying, I think what's going to happen is always makes you nervous. If you all of a sudden are up 3-0 and now all of a sudden 3-2, You know, you start pressing and thinking, "Oh my God, is this really going to happen?"
Yep.
You know, you can't. That's a tough thing.
It's in the back of your mind and it creeps up.
Oh yeah, it's the excitement factor.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the Panthers can close it out. To be honest with you,
Who are you guys picking in that series? Who's going to win that? Are the Maple Leafs going to make a complete turnaround and come back?
No, I'm still going Panthers. I think Panthers.
I'm still going Panthers.
I think Panthers are going to get it all the way to the cup and lose to. I still got them losing to Vegas. I'm gonna stay strong on that. I know Vegas is going to have their hands full with suspensions tomorrow night, but I'm still there with that.
Other game last night.
I'm going to change mine a little bit.
All right.
I think I went with Trent and said Vegas Panthers, but I'm going to go Oilers Panthers.
Oh my gosh!
So that perfect transition. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.
I actually just like tapped your shoulder on the computer, so appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, what you got to look at right now? Oilers power play is completely unstoppable. That was very obviously, last night they ended up going, it was 3-0, I think, in like the first 12 minutes of the game, which I think I texted you guys. I'm like, guys, like this could get ugly quick. They scored one in the second, didn't get as ugly as it could have been, but they ended up winning 4-1. There's a lot of things going on with suspensions and things in that series. Nurse is out for the Oilers. And then Trent, who else? And Trey, who'd you guys say was out for the Knights now too?
Peter and Petrangelo.
So there's some key players, out for both teams. When you really look at things, I mean, I know, again, listen to a little bit of McAfee's show today too. There were some people that argued that having Nurse out might not be a bad thing just because he's been playing pretty shitty defense, but at the same time, still one of your guys. I think if you can get Draisaitl going, which is wild, when I was watching that game last night, they were talking about and comparing Draisaitl last year to this year. And last year, Draisaitl was not 100% healthy. Had great stats. And now you have a healthy Draisaitl, and I think you're seeing that this dude, man, I mean, it's tough to top somebody like Connor McDavid, obviously who's just a points machine. But Draisaitl, man, it's hard to argue that he's not the heart and soul of that team.
Yep.
It's very hard to argue that. So, I mean, I say Oilers 4-2, win the series. It's 2-2 right now. I don't think the Oilers lose any game after this. Just to quickly revert back, Trey, and then I'll let you talk. But I also think that the Panthers close out the series next game. I think it's in Toronto, but I think they close. Yeah, it is. They close out the series in Toronto because I think Toronto feels the pressure too much.
That's a good call too, because Toronto is just used to getting their hearts ripped out. So do it on their ice. Oh man!
And that's kind of where I'm going with this. But honestly,
and you know what? They're getting what they asked for, to stand in the streets and chant "We want Florida."
Yeah,
you don't ever cheer to get a team. All you just did was you put bulletin board material
all over the locker room. Yep, so all over the locker room. Come on. Well, and it sucks too, because how do you can't control your fans? You know what I mean?
Like,
and that's what sucks. But at the same time, it's like you got to overcome it. If you're a professional athlete, but. Takes me back to that stupid Cincinnati mayor and what he did to call that what do you call it, Burrowhead Stadium. Like you idiot. Like let the team just shut up and let your team take care of business, So no, I'm very interested in this Kraken Stars series though, because Dallas was up 3-0 tonight and they are now 3-2 going into the third.
Thank goodness, one more goal. Come on, one more goal.
It's tough because the Kraken have so many guys with so little points, but which tells you too that scoring's coming from all over the place. In terms of like what where the goals are coming from. I think they had about 5 guys with like over 20 some goals, something crazy like that. So
right.
It's like who are you going to stop? Now, I think Dallas Stars goaltender's pretty darn good, especially when he's at home. So the fact they were able to get 2 already on him going into the third is pretty tough. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even remember what my Stanley Cup was to you guys. I think I said Dallas Stars and I say
I think
Florida.
you said Stars. I think you said Stars Panthers.
Stars Panthers.
I think you actually said Devils.
I definitely didn't say Devils.
Yeah, I think you said Devils. Yeah, I think you just. Yeah.
Definitely didn't say Devils.
I think you said Devils Avalanche. I don't know.
Definitely didn't say that either.
Hey, and non-hockey. Actually, I guess this would be football news. Brett Favre and Pat McAfee settled their lawsuit today.
Yes, they did. Allegedly.
That's good.
Allegedly.
I mean,
Yeah.
how does a guy who's stealing from charity try to just sue somebody and make up for what he stole?
Allegedly. Right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
really.
we don't know that he. Yeah.
Got to throw that
Allegedly.
in there.
We don't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah, no, that was how he opened the show today, which was kind of cool.
It's all alleged. I mean, I hope for Brett Favre it doesn't. Like, I hope something gets resolved.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, all three of us. I mean, Trey being a Packers fan, love
And owner.
love the we love the way he played. It's just sad that you hope he was just tied into something that he didn't realize was happening. Because that can happen to some
Which
of those
I think
guys
is what
with-
he claimed too.
Yeah, which is you hope for that. It's just they're gonna jump all over
No
it.
wrong with it. Yeah. Do you guys, before we kind of move away, like and kind of close out with stuff, do you guys have anything NBA wise?
Yeah.
Yes,
I know you.
I do too.
I know you said, Tyler, that you'd actually watch the NBA if Sean came back, but I haven't watched it during the regular season. But I've been paying attention to these playoffs, and when they actually try and they have something that they're playing for, it actually is pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. I still think the officiating is god awful. I think it's a completely different way of officiating in the NBA than any other form of basketball.
I'd almost be in support of robot basketball referees before robot MLB umpires.
Well, I disagree with that.
That's just me.
I disagree with that because MLB is such an objective sport. Like balls and strikes, you can't really argue if you're going by the plate.
Yeah, but they also didn't have Tim Donaghy.
All right.
So
that's a whole other discussion.
No.
Okay.
There's so many cans of worms.
Yeah.
But back to the NBA. What I was going to say is, it's entertaining. I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's as cut and dry as what the NBA playoffs used to be, where both number one seeds are in the finals guaranteed. Like, why do you even need to watch the first couple rounds? You know what I mean? I think it's more entertaining in that aspect these last couple of years. And, I mean, it's always good seeing a 38-year-old LeBron James just absolutely tear it up and lead his team through the playoffs.
Can I real quick mention something about that too? Because there was a good point made the other day by Grant Hill on Pat McAfee's show. Grant Hill was on. He kind of talked about, I think one of the questions was, why do you see some of these teams that are lower seeds, like, has the game changed that much? Does the seeding not matter? And Grant Hill made a great point in the sense of stating that it's not that the seeding doesn't matter. It's that the game's changed a lot where you have a lot of guys sitting out. So you're getting like teams at their strengths with injuries at different times. Like, the game has changed because of that. Where, and he even said, he's like, this isn't a knock on the guys like that from sitting out and stuff. He said, it's just the game's different. You might get a team at their strength at a different point, because of injuries and not injuries and all this stuff. Which honestly, when I was listening to it too, I kind of compared it to the NHL, where you had two low seeds knock out your top seeds.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, so when you look at playoffs and stuff like that, where your playing series on like say football, it's kind of interesting to see like what kind of teams are you getting? How have the games changed?
Yeah.
Based on what is the difference now? Like, does the seating not matter? I
Right.
don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about that.
Well, give an example of this. Kevin Durant sits out most of the year, gets traded to the Suns, comes back right before playoffs.
Most of the year, all of the year.
Yeah, and even LeBron was out for a good bit before the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Lakers make a bunch of trades, and all of a sudden they have the best record from the trade deadline, and they're somehow making a run. It's I guess I could totally see the load management, the injuries, all that stuff definitely having an impact on
totally
the playoffs.
It's something to consider. I mean, I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I thought Grant Hill made a great point that the game has changed a lot. So.
Yeah, I mean, especially from the time Grant Hill played. But I mean, it's just, it's still. I think the thing that you see about the NBA is, they're gonna, and this is where I think sometimes people have a problem with it. Is Trey, like you said about officiating, like, does the NBA really want that Lakers-Warriors series to end 4-1? Not a chance in hell.
No.
Right? So, like, you knew it was going to the Warriors last night, and now it's funny because, like, the Warriors are complaining about the flopping from the Lakers, and now the Lakers are complaining about the officiating for the Warriors last night. I mean,
AD went out with a head injury on a wheelchair.
Yeah, and I think these quote-unquote injuries, these officials, I think there's a lot of influence on the game. They always want to talk about fans and their gambling influencing how hectic they are at games, but you gotta be careful with it. But I enjoy the NBA playoffs. I stay up and watch those in conjunction with the NHL. I flip back and forth, but it's interesting because your NBA is still. There's still the teams that are in it. They have a cluster of usually anywhere from, I'd say at least 3 superstars, typically, 2 to 3. And it's very interesting because, I mean, on paper, I think, wouldn't you guys agree that the Suns should win it all?
Oh, yeah.
With or without Chris Paul, though?
But either way.
Because a lot of people argue that the Suns are better without Chris Paul.
That's a ridiculous comment to make because here's the thing. The only reason the Suns got 2 wins is because Devin Booker and KD played out of their minds. Which
they're also down by 30 at half right now.
They're capable. So. And that's what I was getting to is this is an exact repeat of what happened to the Suns versus the Mavs last year at the Suns' home is they got demolished like this. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still on board in these playoffs, and I know we're kind of dragging this on here. There is absolutely no respect given to the Nuggets.
So can I
actually think
my
it's
question?
not just Jokic. I'm just putting this out there. I'm literally sitting here watching the Nuggets play, and it's not all just ISO ball like the NBA is, or 1-on-1, 2-on-2. They're literally running a flex offense. Yeah. I mean, you don't see that a whole lot in this style of play nowadays. So maybe those little bit of old school aspects do still have you're making guys communicate. You're making guys defend. You're making guys, are we switching? Are we not? You can't sit in the zone in the NBA. So it's very, very interesting to watch. I'm still sticking. Nuggets are coming out of the West no matter who wins that Warriors-Lakers series, which I told Tyler, Trey, I said it's kind of crazy to sit here and say I'm actually okay with the Lakers winning the series because I can't stand Draymond Green that much. So
So here's my question.
Sorry, Draymond, if you're listening. I know you're a big podcast guy, but just
who wins it then, Trent? Who's your champion? Trey, who's your champion? Trent, go first.
Well, I'm still going Nuggets coming out of the West. I'm still a firm believer in Celtics Sixers. Winner of that series comes out of the East. And I really, my heart wants to say my heart wants to say Sixers come out of the East. but I actually think the Celtics do. And I think it goes Nuggets, Celtics. This will be the second year, I believe, the Celtics are in the finals, correct?
I think so.
Second year in a row.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And I'm gonna go Nuggets win it. So all the people that were hell bent on making sure Jokic didn't three-peat as an MVP, he might get his championship this year.
Yeah. So, Trey, I'll go real quick. I'm gonna say this might be a little bit. Hold on. Actually, Trey, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna
go
similar to what Trent said. I think the Nuggets do come out of actually. Ah, man. My head says the Nuggets. My heart says the Lakers. But yeah, I think that the Nuggets are too just solid overall, and I think you can't match up with Jokic at all.
Okay.
I think whoever comes out of the East. What's that?
You think Nuggets? Oh, okay.
I think whoever comes out of the East matchup between the Sixers and the Celtics. I want to say the Sixers because that's who I'm cheering for. But I think if it's the Celtics, I think either one of those teams wins it all. The Celtics or the Sixers.
Okay.
Man, that would be a hell of a year for Embiid, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. And that would be a hell of a finals between Embiid and Jokic.
I called it earlier. Remember, I said if you want the best script possible with the teams remaining, that is it right there. Don't give us Lakers, Celtics. Give us Embiid, Jokic in the finals. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Totally. I'm going to say, this might be an outlier, but I'm going to say Nuggets Heat. I just think playoff Jimmy.
Definitely an outlier.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I'm going to
go
with
buckets.
I think Nuggets win.
Okay.
But I think the Heat are just tough right now. I know a lot of people right now are like, "Oh, Knicks should come back. Knicks are gonna,
No way.
I don't know. I think the Heat close it out next game. But I don't know. I think the Heat somehow come out of the East, and I think Nuggets come out of the West, and I think the Nuggets take it. I think that's where I'm going. So
I like it.
It's a 1-8. I mean, it's kind of big difference, but it is what it is. So. Anything else, guys, before we close out here?
I think, no.
I will say this.
No.
I think we did all right last week when we talked about horses a little bit. We did all right. Yeah, a little bit. There was some good input.
Oh, okay.
The horses got scratched. I mean, it is what it is.
I'll tell you what, as an investor,
Angel Empire got 3. If you put him place win show, it's all right.
Little thing I got to say about horse racing, horse betting, and something I was disappointed with is DraftKings' new app.
Dude, it's tough. It was tough.
Talk about the dumbest, hardest thing to understand. I'm a little ashamed to say it. I had to Google. I looked things up on the internet. I could not figure out how to use the app.
It took me.
I couldn't find any race.
Yeah, it took me a while, and that's why I started texting you screenshots.
Yeah.
But then once I sent you those screenshots, I was like, oh, wait a second. Now I actually have to figure out how to bet them. Oh,
right.
Now I have to do this.
FanDuel's was very easy.
FanDuel's was super easy because it was also connected to their account too, which was actually very nice. DraftKings was a little bit separate. Now understand that DraftKings is obviously going to make improvements because they just released it. So
yeah, well, they better because that was god awful.
Just glad I closed my TVG account betting app.
Yeah.
When I did, that FanDuel now owns anyway. Closed that a couple years ago. But yeah, it was interesting. I mean, we got a couple more horse races we'll talk about. There's a trade. Golf's coming up too, right?
The PGA, I believe, is coming up in it's in Pittsburgh, Oakmont.
Yeah. I saw a commercial for it the other day, so I was.
Yeah, right now the Byron Nelson is on. That's this week.
Okay.
But yeah, the second major of the year is coming up next weekend.
Okay, next weekend. All right, I did see a commercial, so I knew there was some.
Do you have a scientific article to read to us next week?
Strokes gained is a huge part of betting golf, and you can make fun of it, but I'm sure people actually learn what strokes gained is, and I'm sure it will help them make bets. So
Just like people
Yes.
learned about ticks and possums.
Exactly, and thoracic outlet
And
syndrome
thoracic-
today.
Yeah,
Yes.
that too. Yep.
And a little worm that flies around an apple, I think Tyler said.
Yeah, no one really
Richard
knows
Scary.
that.
Well, what's it?
Richard Scary, the busy world of Richard Scary.
All right.
You guys we're gonna talk about this after this show, so be prepared. But yeah, hey, thank you everybody for listening. Next week we got a guest coming on. We will have
That's right.
His name is Derek Hess. He is an avid Phillies fan. I'm not going to give too much of his intro at this point in time, but dude's a baseball guru. Loves collects tons of baseball cards, football cards, like cards, period.
Yeah.
And does a ton of research on it too, where he's got some valuable cards to a point where I'm like, dude, you gotta put these in a safe somewhere. But yeah. So Derek Hess will be coming on next week to give some baseball insight, to have some fun with us. So that's coming up. Appreciate everybody listening. We'll release this obviously Friday morning. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. Keep an eye out for our board.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's true. Yep. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. MLB baseball board will be releasing tomorrow. We'll have our favorite, our dog, our over, and our under. We all did all right last week. I think we were 3-1, 4-0, 2-2, 2-1.
Yeah, I'm probably beating you guys.
No, that's not true.
I'm still down, man. I'm still down on the boards.
Just like all the other boards. Trend is up.
Oh, I think I clawed my way back for the.
I know
NFL.
I'm not, so I'm just gonna put that out there. So
I had that 1 week of college basketball where I went like 15-3, if you guys recall.
that's where you actually put me to shame, because I was leading the pack, and all of a sudden you were like, boom, I'm gonna drop a mic.
Yeah,
So.
I had to quit giving you hope.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
it's all right. We all have the same goal. Beat the books, boys.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Next week we are recording on Wednesday night, so we'll be releasing our episode Thursday morning. Is that correct?
That's right.
Right, Trent?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm excited for. I'm really excited for Derek.
Absolutely.
I
Derek
know
has
he's
to be
gonna
on.
have a lot of good baseball stuff to bring to us.
Yeah, he's got. I'm telling you, like when I talk to him about like the stuff he puts together scientifically for like batting and players and home run statistics and things, like he's got a lot of cool things going on. So check it out. See you guys next week. All right.
All right. Yep. Take it easy, fellas.
See ya.
See ya.